Hello friends, my name is Habib. Today we're going to learn how to make football game using Scratch. How to make a mouse football game. So as you can see, if I want to make a mouse football game, I want to be able to measure the speed of the mouse. But Scratch does not have a default mouse speed measuring thing. So instead, this method was devised. So what this code does basically, it just smoothly interpolates the scratch card's position. It basically just sets the scratch card's position to the mouse's X position, but it just smoothly interpolates it, as you can see. So basically, the more quickly you move your mouse, and this P here is basically just measures the mouse speed. The more quickly you move your mouse, the more quickly you move your mouse, the more P will be. Of course, you can't really see that now since it's constantly changing. So I can use this method, P, I can use it to measure the mouse speed. Of course, since P can be negative, I'm going to have to get the absolute value of P. Let me rename the variable to mx speed, which just stands for mouse x speed. And then let me make a new variable called my speed, which stands for mouse y speed. Whoops. Right, let me see if I set mx speed. No, mx speed is supposed to be for all variables. I make a new one for all sprite called mx speed. Oh. No, I renamed this to I make a new variable called allsprite called mx speed. I replace both of these with mx speed. And delete this one. I make a new one called my speed, which stands for mouse y speed. I'll set mouse y speed to the mouse y minus the y position. Change to y position. Plus my speed times 0.1. Now, this mxp and my speed are going to be our ways of measuring the mouse's speed, how fast the mouse is moving. Now I'm going to make the football. I'm just going to make it to be a basic purple circle, since even though footballs are not purple. So I'll make a new variable. When flag clicked forever, if then, I make new personal variables called x speed. I make a new one called y speed. Use the x speed for the ball and the y speed for the ball. Now I'll set x speed and y speed to 0 at the beginning, so the ball won't move off on its own. But now, if it's touching the mouse pointer, oh yeah, I also change the Y by the Y speed and change the X by the X speed. If touching mouse pointer, then set the X speed. I also set X speed and Y speed. Set Y speed to Y speed times 0. Set X speed to X speed times 0.8. Set the Y speed to Y speed times 0.8 also. This will make it so that after some time it will come to a stop. This will set the X speed and the Y speed to 0.8. Now set the MX speed to 0. Oh yeah, this will make to have friction. Basically, we'll make sure that if its X speed is 10, so it won't be moving by 10 steps forever, but after then the speed will be reducing gradually until it becomes 0. So set the X speed to MX speed times 0.1. Whoops. This scratch cut here is for measuring the mouse speed, so we don't need to show it. So I will hide it. I'll change the scratch cut to a tiny ball. And I will set this X position initially when it starts to the center. Whoops, this only accounts for X speed. Let's set the Y speed to MY speed. The MY speed and the MX speed are a bit too big. I can change this. X 0.8 instead. There we go. Now I've successfully made a way to do this. Now I've successfully made a way to make a like football game by measuring the mouse speed. Now it's actually possible to make a mouse football game. And let me set this back to 0.8. Anyways, now I'll make the goal for the game. Currently, I'll just make one goal because I'm feeling a bit because well, if I want to make multiple goals, I have to actually, add the functionality. Let me just choose a no, I don't want to upload anything. Let me just choose a backdrop. Just choose this one, even though this is not baseball, but No one really cares. So when flag clicked forever, I wanted so that if the football if it's touching uh, this by 2, then the goals are just kind of there. Also wanted that if it's touching the sprite 2, that's the second sprite. If it's touching this is sprite 3, then it will go back to x00 and y00. A nice football game. Anyways, wait, maybe I should. No curving the corners to make it look like an oval. Hey, what happened here? I wanted to. Oh, what happened? Maybe this is better. So now I want to award more points the faster it touches sprite 2. So I make a new variable called points. I'll just go to all this PTS. And now change PTS. Now I don't want the PTS to have it's first of all PTS here. I don't want PTS to have decimal values. So I'm going to have to round PTS so that there'll be no decimal values. Change PTS by round. Now I want to change it by the now I want so that the faster the ball enters this, the more points you get. Now I want to find out how fast it is overall. So I'll just use the distance formula. This is the square root of the absolute value of mx speed plus my speed. Oops, I forgot to square it. Is there a square function here? No. So just multiply it by itself. Absolute value of mx speed times mx speed. Change to the absolute value of my speed times my speed. We'll find the square root. I will add it. And I'll round it. Oh, whoops. I also make a new variable called for all sprites called ix speed, ib x speed, This is the initial ball-like speed for all variables. This will study IBX speed to MX speed. So the IBX speed does not change. And now for our sprites, IBY speed. Set the IBY speed to MY speed. Let's see if it's going to be working. Oh no, this is supposed to be IBX speed. IBX speed times IBX speed. IBY speed times IBY speed. There you go. Now it's working. Oops. I don't know why this isn't working. This is supposed to be set points. Oh, what's this doing here? It's working. Transfer this code here. There you go. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel, Obacode. Bye.